Speakers here at Gasa Media. For presentation, I am Emakule Naluangale. Our top stories. Heavy downpour continues to affect some regions in the country. The educational sector of the English-speaking part of the country had a sectorial meeting. Parents and children get concerned in preparation for a new school year. Stay tuned for the news info. Welcome back, viewers. Heavy downpour continues to affect some regions in the country, thus causing floods and landslides, with the most recent registered in the city of Kumba. Chris Kofi, Gasa reporter, has details on this story.
Il y a glissement de terrain au niveau. Madame, comment on dit?
Heavy downpour continues to affect some regions in the country, causing flood and landslide that amount to a lot of damages. Today, September 4, 2022, the city of Kumba was struck with heavy rainfall that resulted to landslide and flood. Among affected points in the city, we have a police station and the new layout where the flood has made the roads inaccessible. Unlike the one that happened in Lebialem a couple of weeks ago, where 3 lives were lost, the city of Kumba hasn't any news of casualties yet. Worthy of note, this year has registered similar disasters worldwide, with Arizona in the USA and Pakistan in the Middle East standing as examples.
Thank you, Chris, for that report. Parents and children get concerned in preparation for a new school year that kicks off tomorrow, the 5th of September 2022-2023. Taking note of some of these preparations, Gasa Media brings to you these reports. With preparations for a new school year, parents and children get themselves concerned, as some can be seen spotted returning back from a long holiday and others going in for shopping. Today, 4th September 2022, marks the eve of the new school term. Thus, the Munia market, amongst others, is excessively on it, with people focusing on school needs, especially parents who are trying to meet up with school demands of their kids. Courage and determination is all students and teachers have to carry on in order to make this school term a success, as we count.
Mama, good afternoon. Okay, we are from Gasa Media, and knowing that school is resuming on Tuesday, we just want to ask, or I want to ask and say, what will be our expectation for in a way they go back to school, and the teacher, the institution, when they begin they want go back for their very first time?
Okay, for the one they don't be when at the first, that the new first year this way they go school. So I don't want for those for there, then I say they don't get courage, because nothing know that they will be difficult. It be easy as if you live for the number of years we believe up. The way we believe up, now so you will still go meet up. When you want it determined, you will make up. And also for the teacher, and I say they get courage for the beginning, because you know easy, because some of the people don't stay for house, so they don't lost so many, their memory don't lost plenty. So it's not going to be easy for them to regain their brain back. They go for take and small with the beginning. So they go for take patience for the beginning. I will not say no easy. They mean they don't try to take patience. I mean they get hard, they get courage. God will give them the wisdom for the work.
Okay, Mama, thank you.
Educational sector in the Southwest region witnessed a 2-day sectorial meeting with a lot in store for students and teachers for this academic year. Our reporter on ground took interest in this story and brings to you this report.
The educational sector in the Southwest region have been exhorted to work hard and to improve on the result of schools in the region, as well as to be living ambassadors of school resumption all over the national territory. They were encouraged to work this way during a sectorial meeting organized by the Southwest Regional Delegation of Secondary Education. Principals and school administrators from across the region took part in this 2-day event, ranging from the 31st of August to the 1st of September 2022, which gave them time to elaborate on new codes and prescriptions for the upcoming academic year, like the injection of technology to aid teaching.
Thank you very much. Digitalization of education or teaching, if you want to call it that way, is not new in the world. That's a trend that the entire world is following, and secondary education in Cameroon cannot be left behind. With the advent of COVID-19 in 2019, you all know that the government, in order to save our lives, asked that schools should be shut down. All our schools were shut down, but following the vision of our minister, Professor Naluva Lyonga, she convinced the head of state and the Prime Minister of Cameroon that we can actually go to school. We started with exam class children in June 2020, and she started this idea of GT, like is that a problem?
No, go ahead.
Okay. She now thought that it would be proper for us to get these children in school, and for those who cannot come to school, that they learn online. And so digitalization of education or teaching has to do with the use of digital gadgets to teach the children, either face to face, that is, the teachers prepare their lessons, they put them maybe in keys and come and do projections for the children to follow, or online, as the case with the secondary education online project, where we have lessons that teachers are recording, lessons that are live that teachers teach, and the students follow using the website of the ministry.
All right, Madam, the governor made it clear in the hall that all schools will start this year, and you presented examples of principals who have been very hardworking, and they've gone through stress to reopen schools. This year, many children will be returning to school who have faced difficulties in the crisis zone. What psychological support will you be providing for these students and teachers?
Good enough question. Our teachers are ready for psychosocial support because with the following partnership that our ministry has with UNICEF and UNESCO, teachers have been trained. For the past 3 years, teachers go for training for on how to help children who are low-spirited, children who are disturbed because of what has happened. You know that there are some children who stood and saw their parents being shot down. There are some children who ran from a burning house until today they don't know where their parents are. And so it's very traumatic, but then our teachers are ready to give the children this psychosocial support. They've done it and they're still doing it, and they will continue to do it.
To aid teachers and students, psychosocial support systems were also made available.
At the divisional levels, which will open their doors. So that motivational package will include chalk, didactic materials, some books, and other materials, just to encourage schools to take off, so that parents will now see that the Southern Student Assembly is there by their side to encourage school takeoff and school reopening.
In terms of psychological support, what exactly are you doing? Are you trying to talk to the children when they come to school, or what exactly are you doing? Do you have workers that you put in place, social
terms
workers?
Of psychological support, we have been preaching during this holiday period. Since our regional councillors come from all the localities, from the villages, the regional councillors have been talking to the children and their parents in the various villages. They go to where there are occasions and they try to preach that gospel of going back to school, that we have had enough problems, and I think it is time that we turn a new leaf and we now face the education of our children and carry it forward, such that the children of tomorrow wouldn't be the kind of children that the crisis would have wished them to be.
So how would you tell a child or a teacher who has been kidnapped or going through difficulties in the war, what would you tell the teacher when he or she is going to school?
Yes, what we'll tell the teacher is that things happen in a person's life, Things happen in the life of a country, things happen in the life of a community, but that does not stop the community. That doesn't make the community remain at the same spot because of one obstacle. Obstacles should be turned to stepping stones such that when we move forward, we now realize that our power, our capacity to overcome all those difficulties make us what we are, a resilient people, and a determined people, and a people with a vision.
So you think children will be psychologically okay when they go back to school?
The psychology of children depends on their environment. When you create an unfavorable environment, the psychology of the children will be affected by that environment negatively. But when you create a positive environment, the psychology of the children will be impacted positively. Consequently, the children, when they go back to school, so long as the environment is good, so long as the environment is conducive, the psychology of the children will be positive.
Prizes were awarded to schools that performed well during the past academic year, as well as to teachers and school administrators who demonstrated seriousness in the exercise of their functions. Chris Coffey reporting for Gasa Media.
Dear viewers, this brings us to the end of today's newscast. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. And if you ever need Gasa Media to cover an event on you, do well to dial the numbers on your screen. Thank you and stay tuned.